kind of a tall tale. In other words, it's exaggeration. It's a story of exaggeration. Now, the evaluation contest, I think most of you are aware we have evaluations at every club meeting. They run from 2 to 3 minutes, and you're required to speak between 1 minute 30 seconds and 3 minutes 30 seconds. And you evaluate some speaker. Well, for the club contest, we have someone come in and be a test speaker, and they give one speech. And all the people that are in the audience that are going to compete as evaluation contestants, after the speech is done, they go to the next room over and they have 5 minutes to take notes. Now they're all going to evaluate the same test speaker and the speech that that test speaker gave. So they don't cheat, we keep them in the other room, they draw numbers, and then they come back in one at a time and they give their evaluation of that speaker. Then the next one comes in, the next one, until we're all done. Now, is everybody in the club a contestant? No, because we need judges. We need people to judge our evaluation speakers. And the same is true for Tall Tales. Tall Tales, people will give this. Now this speech for Tall Tales is not 2 to 3 minutes, not 5 to 7, it's 3 to 5 minutes. So each speaker for the Tall Tale has to speak no less than 2 minutes 30 seconds and no more than 5 minutes 30 seconds. So it's longer than an evaluation speech, but shorter than our standard 5 to 7 minute speech. And it's an exaggerated story. Well, how do you do this? First of all, each contestant must choose their own topic. And you want to be considering, am I one of the people in this club that's going to be a contestant? Can I come up with a topic for a tall tale? A humorous story that's kind of crazy and exaggerated, kind of like a fish story, or whatever. I went online today, and it turned out in November 2007, the Toastmasters magazine, which you're all getting in the mail every month, had an article about tall tales. And you know what? That article was online. And I actually printed out a copy of the article, and I made notes in that, and I went online. There is a man by the name of Bill, what is his name? Bill Lepp, and Bill is spelled with one L. He is a nationally renowned performer and a 5-time champion of the West Virginia Liars Contest. So he's considered the best liar. He has a video on YouTube called www.buck-dog.com. This story is 19 minutes long, but when you watch this story, it's like it took 3 minutes. It is so funny. It's just priceless. And it just seems to go on and on and on, and it just builds on itself, and it's hysterically funny. So if you want to see a good example, go to www.buck-dog.com. I'm going to be publishing this. I think I'll start a blog, and we'll put this on the blog or something. Or maybe I can just email it to Steve, and they can post it on our website. But it's an original, highly improbable, humorous tale. First of all, it has to be a story. You can't get up here and tell lots of exaggerations that don't go together as a story. So you have to have a beginning, and then some middle parts, and an end to the story. And a lot of times the end of the story will tie back to the beginning of the story. It did in the case of this story that Bill Lepp took. Exaggeration's very important. The teller of the story should compare things. Something might be bigger than something, or taller than something, or deeper than something, or fatter, or skinnier. A lot of comparisons would help. Now, a word about performance. When when you're telling these outrageous exaggerations, they suggest that you have what they refer to as a deadpan face. Now, for those people who don't speak English as a first language, this would mean just kind of no expression at all on your face. So usually that's not what you would do in Toastmasters. You want to have facial expressions. But in this case, they're saying you want to just be telling the story like you believe it's the truth and there's nothing funny about it, while your audience may be really laughing about how funny it is. But you're supposed to act like nothing strange is going on. They should be stories of common people. You shouldn't be telling stories about the president or senators and that beats. And you should also, yeah, right. You should also, they say start with something true. You have to tell the story like you believe every word, and you don't get why the audience is laughing. And there was something else people will tell stories that are very good, but they're so full of technical language, the people in the audience are kind of sitting there going like, what are they talking about? So you want to make sure, and especially in this club, because we have a lot of people who don't speak English as a first language, you want to use words that people aren't going to have to guess what those words mean. So it should be simple, straightforward, like I could say, I have a dog, but this dog is no ordinary dog. Something like that. And then once your story takes off, you can go anywhere with this story. So I am here to influence you and persuade you and to make sure you write the date when we have our club contest and that you're here either as a contestant or a judge. Madam President.
Great, thank you so much.